Welcome back to the Real Estate 401k Show. I'm your host, Mike Weinstein, alongside Justin Frederick and Ryan Gerdes. You're going to want to text golf cart to 623 AZ RECON. That's a golf cart to 623 AZ RECON. We have an amazing home inspector on our team. I mean, when it comes down to home inspections, he is second to none. And so any of our listeners that have done any kind of transactions with us on the buy side, they know Anthony, and he just does a great job. And
he's a huge supporter of the show.
Yeah, and you know, getting a home inspection is like, you can't buy a house without getting a home inspection. They're that important, Ryan.
Yeah. Well, so what a lot of misnomers are is that they can go over there and figure everything out, which they can't. But it seems like he and his team go in more depth and have more knowledge and have just a bigger scope over everything than any other inspector that I've had experiences with. If you need a roofer, they always they have some type of sub that's going to help really dig in and further diagnose anything in there. But we have been extremely fortunate to have him on our team.
And he sits on the board. I believe there's only 10 individuals that sit on the board of Arizona State Inspectors, right?
I don't know.
He sits on the board. He actually helps create the rules. So, I mean, he follows these things to a T. He's ahead of the game always. His technology is
second to none.
Yeah, second to none. It's just incredible.
But what Anthony, I would trust.
He does like to golf too.
Yeah. So I would trust Anthony with any home inspection of any type. Where Anthony's skills, the lack of skills and problems arise when he's driving a golf cart. So I'm just going to paint the picture, and I'll let you guys chime in from your perspective of what you saw and what happened. But we were playing. What was the name of
Victory
in Verado. So if you've ever played it, you know. It's surrounded by mountains. It's one of the most beautiful golf courses.
It almost looks like a Golden Tee golf course with all the big granite structures and whatnot.
And by the way, if you want to take us golfing, text golf cart to 623 AZ RECON. And so a lot of the holes, I mean, there's desert golf, but then there's desert golf where it's really rocky.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of hills and so forth. So we played the other day. And I don't remember what hole number it was.
16.
Yeah, it was 16.
But Anthony was hauling ass, and I mean hauling ass uphill, and landed the golf cart into a sand trap. And he got so dug in there that he couldn't get it out by himself.
So let's start it off with, this is a par 3.
Yeah.
First of all, not even supposed to be on the course.
So do you want me to tell my perspective?
Yeah.
All right. So Mike and Anthony kind of shanked their shot, and so they were both going down and fetching their ball, and Anthony decides, you know what, and save some time here, I'm going to just take the golf cart down there. And he gets down there, he whacks it, and it gets on the green. It was a decent shot, but nonetheless, is still his second shot on a par 3. So there you go. And then he's hauling out. By this time, Justin and I are already on the green. We're getting ready to putt, and we're just bullshitting, mark the ball, whatever, And all of a sudden, we hear, we're like, what the fuck? We turn around, and he's buried in the sand trap, and it was like shit flying out all over.
Well, tell me if I'm wrong here. I think what happened was Mike had yelled at him, and you heard Mike yell, and you're like, Justin, and you hit me.
Yeah.
I look over just in time to see Anthony just noticing that he's going to go over this hill and go in the sand trap. And he's like, oh, shit! And I see it perfectly in his face, and he's leaned back in the cart, and he slams on the other side, and his head goes slamming forward like he's Chris Farley, and his hat's all up, and everything inside the cart comes flying up. And It was just perfect timing, and I like wanted to have a video of it so bad.
And so right when he's done, like lands into the sand trap.
I'll get to that.
Oh, you want to tell that part of the
just,
story? Okay,
it's just
all right.
after my perspective.
Mike wants to be able to have that.
But you got to understand my perspective.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then, well, Mike,
Mike's
go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
So then, so he's down in this rocky desert, and and he's hitting his second shot. I am pretty much parallel to him on where he slams the golf cart, but I'm on top of the hill on the grass, hitting my third shot from 100 yards from the tee box. Right? it was a rough hole for me, right?
Yeah.
And so I hit the ball, and I'm waiting, and I can hear him coming up the hill, and I turn around, and I'm like, Anthony, stop! Right?
Yeah.
And then I see him flying at full speed, and then I just hear I turn over to you guys, and I thought you guys were gonna piss your pants.
Oh yeah,
You
we're
know?
all crying, dude.
And to know Ryan's laughter is to love
Yeah.
Ryan, and I mean it was the loudest thing, and I'm laughing because he crashed, but I'm laughing because you guys
We're dying.
And then I look up and I see this other golf cart pulling around, and I leave Anthony and I'm headed to the green. So I'll let you take it away, Ryan.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So the Ranger pulls around, perfect timing to watch him just buried in the sand trap, trying to like pull it out of there. And we're like, by this time, Justin and I are running as Mike's running away from it. Justin and I are running towards it to try to help him get the damn thing out of there.
I don't want to be part of that.
We get it out of there. Mike does come by after that. He starts raking. He starts raking.
You did a great job, right?
I did.
You couldn't even tell there was a golf cart in the bunker.
Well, no, because when you're in a trap, you're doing a lot of raking because you're walking around and so forth. These are just 2 tire tracks.
Yeah.
I just took the rake and just a straight line, and this rake over here, and another straight line, and I'm sure the next people in the trap going, "What the heck?"
He slammed into the backside of the trap for 80 yards.
And then he went over there and had a talk with the Ranger. The Ranger
Couldn't even talk to him.
couldn't even put 2 words together because he was so angry at Anthony.
I thought he was going to get kicked
I
out.
thought for
So,
sure.
yeah.
I was like, well, it's the 16th hole, so at least we got in,
And how does that work? Because the 3 of us would continue the round.
We would have continued.
Because we know Anthony would be waiting for us at the bar.
Yeah.
Ryan and I are in a cart, so we're good. So does he have to go back with the Ranger?
Yeah. This
He would have walked.
Yeah.
Through the walk of
There's
shame.
no option. Anthony, I'll take your gloves. Go ahead and walk.
It was one of the best golf experiences I've ever had.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Just watching that, and
And you got to know that Anthony, he wasn't drunk. He wasn't like,
He wasn't even drinking.
he doesn't, that's not his, that's
No.
not
would
his,
never
that's
do
not
that
his
on
style,
purpose.
but it happened.
He never saw it until it was too late.
It was wonderful.
Well, anyways, we love to golf, and we'd love to golf with you, and we'd love to create those kind of experiences with you.
Yeah.
And but more importantly, this podcast really is all about building wealth in real estate. I know we're having some fun at Anthony's expense, but we are dead serious about helping you build wealth in real estate, helping you just strategize the market, invest in real estate, figure out whether you're buying or selling or whatever your options are. And we'd either love to golf with you or have a real estate conversation with you. And I don't see why we couldn't do both. And before I give out the number, did I do the right thing by running? I mean, I thought it was okay. Like that's what you do, fight or flight. And I flew.
You definitely flew.
You flew. All right. Text the word golf cart to 623 AZ Recon. That's golf cart to 623 AZ Recon.